question. Why do we need to consider principles and strategies of teaching and designing IEP for gifted and talented learners? Ms. Bernardes, can you please stand up? Why do we need to consider principles and strategies of teaching and designing IEP for gifted and talented learners?
So we need to consider some principles and strategies of teaching and designing for the gifted and talented learners. For us to know their weakness and strengths, their potential and capabilities of doing something, and to be able to develop their cognitive skills and critical thinking.
So correct, thank you. Introduction. Gifted and talented learners often go unnoticed in classrooms, often waiting for peers, pacing, or engaging in unnecessary activities. This chapter examines teaching principles and strategies for these learners, highlighting the importance of addressing mismatches with a curriculum to maximize their capabilities. The Department of Education, or DepEd, in the Philippines, through the DepEd Order RA 72, Series of 2009, also known as the Inclusive Education as Strategy for Increasing Participation Rate of Children, organized a comprehensive inclusive program for learners with disabilities, giftedness, and talents, with the following components. So first is child find. So kaning child find is kananing paglocate bitaw sa mga naay disabilities, giftedness, and talents nga mga kanang children. Through family mapping survey, advocacy campaigns, and networking with local health workers para ma-enroll sila sa special education or mga schools nga near sa ilang homes. Then, second is assessment. So, kaning assessment is with the use of formal and informal tools, imong i-assess ang mga kanang children para ma-determine nimo ang ilang weakness and ang ilang strength o ang ilang limitation. Then, program options. A. Self-contained class for learners with similar disabilities or condition. Who can elaborate this? Okay, Ms. Terminal, can you please stand up? Self-contained class for learners with similar disabilities or condition.
So ilang gitibo nila ang mga naising of disabilities and conditions ng mga learners.
Another please. Miss Tumangas.
So, self-contained class for learners with similar disabilities or conditions. So, it must be bitaw nila like a group bitaw individuals nga nagsuits bitaw nga with similar na dito pareha sila ng conditions for us to cater bitaw as a future teacher. No, we should
Okay, thank you. So, kani bitaw curriculum modification is kananing kuan as a teacher kana bitaw imong kanang i-adapt bitaw nimo ang kuan kana sa imo mga students. Like kanang imo silang so mani kanang imong basta kanang imong tun-an kung unsaon nimo para bitaw imo sila ma-accommodate tanan. Kanang magkuan ka og imong mga strategies para makuan nimo sa ilaha. Media. So, parental involvement. So, kani parental involvement is from the word parent. Nga kana bitaw ang learnings bitaw dapat dili lang sa school. Syempre, di ba, ang mga students is ang mga children is kuan mga need man gyud og kuan sa family. So, magsugod yun dapat nga ang parent is kanang imo bitaw tuduan ang imong anak nga kailangan nimo sila i-guide kay dili ra man gud tanan makuan sa teacher sa school. Program options. According to Davis, Ring, and Siegel, this involves simple to complex ways such as a teacher providing additional instructional materials to teachers, materials to those who finish lessons tasks easily. Enriching the curriculum by teachers supplying extra time for bright students to work at research center or interest-based projects. Part-time acceleration to a higher grade for one or two subjects. Full-time acceleration or grade skipping. Cluster grouping of all gifted learners at each grade level in a single classroom for special services. Implementing school-wide plans to accommodate every gifted learners in every regular classroom. Implementing pull-out programs. Conducting part-time special gifted classes. Assigning full-time special gifted classes at every grade level. And opening special schools for the gifted. With all of these alternatives, one must consider all pertinent issues and concern in planning the best program for these gifted and talented learners. There are many types of programs and services designed to fit in the educational needs of those gifted and talented learners. So, di ba naadin ko nabanggit ang term na acceleration? So, kaning acceleration is kanang bitaw ning mga gifted nga kanang students, kanang bisan o pang grade 1 pa ang ilahang age is mo skip na sila into grade 4. Kay advanced naman sila. So, ingana ang acceleration while ang enrichment is kanang bisan wala pa sila katungtong o kanang grade 4 level but kanang naanap bitaw sila advanced nga kaibaw-anan. So, ingana ang kalahian sa enrichment of acceleration. Ang enrichment is kanang bitang kuan kanang bisan og waya pa sila kanang nana sila advance na kahibal-anan ba nga kanang bisan waya pa sila katungtong og grade 4 but still kanang nana sila knowledge bitaw about sa kanang mga lessons mga ingana like kanang nana sila oo. Ang acceleration is kanang bisan og kanang pang grade 1 pa ang iyang age but kanang ni-skip siya into grade 4 kay advance siya kanang dili siya kanang dalahan og kuan bitaw kanang gusto niya advance siya.
Na sila similarities.
Oo, na. Even if these two strategies are differently defined, both enrichment and acceleration opportunities are provided in a well-rounded, component and long-range gifted and talented programs. It is also important to note that just like any other enrichment strategies require grouping gifted and talented learners. So naitulong grouping options provided to these learners. Chris, Westford, Kolikovic, and Purcell underscored four principles of enrichment teaching and learning. So first is each student is different. Number two, learning is more effective when students enjoy what they do. Three, learning is more meaningful when students learn content and process while solving real problems. Number four, whereas some formal instruction is necessary, a major goal is promoting knowledge and thinking skills via the application of what students have learned. They construct their own meaningless. So, mga nani ang three grouping options provided to these learners. Full-time homogeneous grouping, full-time heterogeneous grouping, and part-time and temporary grouping. So, sa full-time homogeneous grouping, naa ang special schools for the gifted. Miss Incherto, can you please read the definition of special schools for the gifted? Special schools for the gifted. These schools cater to elementary or secondary gifted learners with a curriculum both prescribed academic content and is based on Department of Education guidelines and requirements, with a special enriched accelerated training in academic, scientific, artistic, and other areas of development the school often to highlight. Enrichment opportunities include music classes, foreign language training, arts and sculpting, athletic training, and others. An example of this school is the Philippine High School for the Arts that implements a junior secondary level program combined with a special curriculum for the arts prepared for early recognition and development of highly gifted and talented learners. Then elaborate. So, in my opinion, kani siya nga mga school is for special mga gifted talented nga reglain gani sila nga na sila kaugalingon nga na ilang kaugalingon kita ng mga music classes tibo sila tanan ba lain sila like us nga dili mga kanyani so tibo sila dito which i-training sila or ituduan sila about sa mga music classes, foreign languages, trainings, mga arts sculpting, or like samples of arts. Yeah, thank you. Then, special classes. Miss Annalyn, can you please read? Special classes. These are school within a school concept where gifted children of the same level attend a class together on a full-time basis. In the public school system, under the special classes usually occur at elementary level, jumping from grade 3 to grade 5, where their curriculum covers prescribed grade level objectives and extending beyond them, with a variety of enrichment, personal development, and advanced classes. Special classes also included Kids Start program for the gifted, which is a comprehensive program for the gifted and talented pupils in public elementary schools. This program is designed to address the educational, aesthetic, and social needs of preschoolers who manifest superior abilities expected above their age. Then elaborate. So this special classes daw is like sa special so katong
grade 5 ni Bian. Ni-advance dito. Tapos, kuan. Diri asa special classes ang mga students is kuan same level natin kuan together with kuan bitaw na full time basis sila ang mga teachers bitaw na nya amo.
Okay, thank you. So, full-time heterogeneous grouping. Cluster groups. Miss Sullier, can you explain?
Can you please elaborate on those special class? How special school will be those special classes? Full-time homogeneous grouping, please elaborate on those concepts.
Special schools for the gifted.
Special classes.
Special
The differences
classes.
and similarities of them.
So, ang similarities nila is kuan kanang ang special schools is
I don't understand na ba?
special classes, ito tanang level. Kibali, was din na sabon, tanang level na adito. So, ang similarities kanila kay nag-cater sila kaniya of special learners nga gifted.
From the word homo,
Oh,
iisa.
okay, masang ninyo. Ang kalainan po nila kay ang isa nagkuhan sila og tanang level. Nagtibo sila kibali tanang special gifted nga learners gitibo. Ang isa pod wayay natibo tanan parehas pa sila og level kay grade 1 tanan ato mga special sa special classes na sa special classes so tibo grade 1 na tanan gid na mga gifted ang isa grade 1 grade 2 grade 5 tanan na sa gifted kibali kuan sila ba?
Tibo, kanan grade with special students.
Special classes.
So, full-time heterogeneous grouping, cluster groups. Miss Maningo, please read. Cluster groups.
Sabon.
Miss Stella, can you please read the heterogeneous classes?
Heterogeneous classes. These classes combine prescribed and differentiated curriculum for the benefit of both regular and gifted learners. So, Kaplan 2001 recommends using two strategies in teaching both groups in one class, and this is through paralleling and clustering. So paralleling means covering both prescribed and differentiated curriculum and tandem, while clustering is using core concepts and skills of the prescribed and concepts and skills reinforce the core. So Kaplan said that both curriculum could be taught without sacrificing the other when these strategies work in heterogeneous classes. So some teachers apply the use of IEP or individualized education program or plan to shape the independent work of those gifted and talented students.
Can you please elaborate?
So, kaning heterogeneous classes is nasagol na og na differentiate na bitaw sa curriculum, so sa both regular o mga gifted learners. So katong two strategies, ang katong paralleling is nag-cover siya para ma-differentiate ang curriculum, while ang clustering is nag-use siya og mga concepts of skills para ma-prescribe ang curriculum na centerpiece. So kaning strategies sa heterogeneous classes is ang mga dili tanan teachers or mga uban teachers is nag-apply sila IEP katong individualized education program or plan para ma-shape bitaw ang mga work sa students katong mga gifted or talented learners.
Okay, thank you. So, individualized education plan. Individualized education plan is a written plan for a school catering to LSN, outlining the learner's current skill strength, challenges, aims, and goals for academic year. This plan is developed through interviews, conferences, observation, and analysis of performance. The plan is evaluated by professionals such as teachers, psychologists, and special educators, depending on the learner's specific needs. In the Philippines, schools are not legally bound to organize an IEP meeting, but parents or guardians are responsible for ensuring their child's development. The plan is implemented annually and reviewed annually to update and goals and meet the learners' emerging educational needs. So kaning IEP is kanang bitaw ni plan nga imong buhaton para kung unsay mga strategies nga imong buhaton sa kanang bitaw sa mga
Students.
students nga kanang naay
Gifted na.
disabilities, giftedness,
Giftedness,
and talents. So kaning nga strategies is kanang years siya kuan bitaw kay kanang dili baya
Same.
kuan same ra og curriculum by year kanang kuan baya siya magpag-ubag-o baya.
Especially mga students.
Oo, mao lang annually siyang kuan
Change.
Oo,
Change.
Then part-time and temporary grouping, pull-out programs. Miss Pitasolo, can you please read?
Pull out pangahaan ng mga
Pull-out program. In this sit-up, learners are pulled out of the regular mainstream classes once or twice a week. They spend 2 to 3 hours per
programs are geared to high-performing learners, where
Teacher
teacher trainers
matters.
work with them in
Coming
honing their skills and talents.
This
This may be in the form of arts, dance, play, quiz, journalism, and other activities. These learners usually represent the school's competitions
competitions within
free
us
outside the
country.
What did you understand?
Did you understand? What do you understand? Fine. Hindi na ako pansin.
So, sa masabtan, ang full house is na isa-isa ka room, katong naging naging ang na-select po ang activities para sa ilahang gifted or ilahang talent. Like, kasi like time, tawag naman sa teachers, tawag naman sa teachers para mas ma-deepen ilahang understanding ano dapat para
Yes. So, parang,
So, about the pull-up program I coordinate, I experienced this kind of part-time and temporary grouping. When I was in high school, no, sa spelling ang good, Joy, ato upat ka major, which is creative writing, I didn't major, specialization, creative writing, dance, music, and arts. So, by this, every once ay isa ka simana, Jaya mo, duha ka adlaw na sa duha ka adlaw maka-gain kami, sa isa ka adlaw mag-gain kami ng 3 hours for us na mag-learn dito ang mga specialization. Then, adto sa no, by this strategy sa pull-out programs, dito kay murag, ay dili ko murag, nahasag yun ang mga kangani, ang mga hidden talents na mo dito. Tungkol kay, gitrain me, dili ra pud ang train ra pud sa mo kay dili ra kon mga left passer gani. Kuha ka sila kani ang lagi na mga tapos nga like for ako sa among sa amo kay creative writing man. Tapos si Ma'am Liangara o ito, about sa posisyon ng creative writing chuchu tapos doctorate siya ato. Tapos amo ni Japan sa mo na and ini na pamaagi sa DepEd na i-grouping ganyan mga special and talented na mga learners. Isa sa dyan sa kuan na rason na ang pag-abot sa pag-graduate na mo kay kuan jay time na jay ka na ma-hard na ganyan iba na nag-learn at to So isa na sa mga learner na by at eskwela maka-extra na ganyan sila magtulong sa life kung kaya may idea naman sila. So in that pull-out program, isa sa kuan sa atong puhon if future educator ng pag sa phone, magamit natin na interns, di naman ingon na mo hatag ang DepEd, pero kita na mo radyo ka na to part na, ay, ini na bata kay nakitaan ka. So what if ato sa train sa ato na expertise niya?
okay, so sakto no, so thank you. Then, part-time special classes. So sa part-time special classes, offer gifted and talented learners 50% to 70% of regular curriculum, focusing on independent projects, research, accelerated subjects, and small group collaborations to enhance creativity and higher level thinking skills. Then, enrichment clusters. So, enrichment clusters are groupings for learners with common interests such as journalism, literature, engineering, or baking. These groups meet with experts for 6 to 12 weeks, discussing topics in depth such as folk dance, history, and techniques. Then, special interest groups and clubs. Miss Umilda, can you please read?
special interest groups and clubs. This type of grouping is more common among secondary students where enrichment activities different club exist, such as drama class, chess club, mathematics club, religious club, and others. High school students in the country, especially among private schools, apply for membership while the officers as well as the club advisor assess their skills and abilities. Teachers with expertise in the field are tasked to meet the students 2 hours in a week and implement activities that will sharpen their skills. As club advisor, these teachers are also tasked to evaluate the learners' performance that will also be reflected on their scorecards along with their academic grades. So, in my pagsabot, special interest group clubs, ibalit, na yung mga organization like chess club, dance groups, or science club, math club. So, in a certain organization, na teacher na kuan, hibalo sila sa ana na field, then sila mo
Guide, sis.
mag-teach sa mga
Special.
learners dito. Sa math, so ang muhawid ana, mag-teacher na
Expert sa ano.
expert ito sa math. So,
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Pa, DJ at Isalta sa special interest group and class.
Okay, Mr. Stan.
How understanding any special interest groups and classes. For example, sa campus or within the different schools, like di ba na ay mga math club, na ay science club. So di ba diha mo save ka na nga mga kuan, kuan diha ma-develop ang imong skills toward natin makagay ko more knowledge.
Okay, thank you. So, curriculum modifications, differentiation is a teaching strategy for inclusive special education, providing all learners with choices based on their potentials. It involves proactive planning of curriculum and instructions, creating multiple learning opportunities within a high-quality curriculum to maximize engagement, efficiency, and cognitive growth. So, differentiation is a teacher's proactive response to learner differences, readiness, interest, and learning profile, guided by key principles, quality curriculum, flexible grouping, ongoing assessment, respectful task, supportive community applied to classroom elements. may listen to a speaker or read through different reference materials. Others may also have peer-to-teacher aid assistance. Differentiation of outcome. This involves allowing students to present their responses in different ways. One learner writes a story, another draws a picture to tell the story, and another records the story or on audio tape. Differentiation of circular sequence. This involves changing the order in which subtopics are presented. Learners enter the curriculum at different points or take part in the curriculum in different order from that of their peers. Differentiation of structure. All learners work on the same topic, but the teacher provides step-by-step coverage for some learners while others progress more independently. Some learners work on tasks, analyze curriculum, while others work on chats. Differentiation of teacher time. The teacher will devote more or less attention to individual learners during the lessons and in follow-up. The teacher gives more time to some pupils during specific tasks in order to ensure access to information. Differentiation of teaching style. This involves varying the way in which topics are presented. Some learners may require individual instruction, while others can work in small groups or pairs. Differentiation of level. All learners study the same topic, but the teacher sets different degrees of complexity in what students are asked to do. All learners work through a similar sequence, in physics for example, but at a variety of difficulty. Then, differentiation by grouping. This involves using one's knowledge of learner characteristics. The teacher groups particular pupils together for specific activities. Pupils act as supporters or work with peers with whom they are comfortable or confident. Peer instruction. Peering is an instructional strategy that differentiates learners based on their skills level. It involves creating the best possible lesson based on readiness levels divided into 3 or 5 tiers with corresponding tasks. Learners can work independently or with partners, achieving a common outcome but with different paths. Enrichment strategies. Strategies for enrichment contain higher order delivery methods of developing skills in creative thinking, critical thinking, and problem solving. So first is library and internet research project. Miss Ella Jane, can you please read?
Library and internet research project. This is given to learners with strong interest in a specific topic. Learners may select their own topic of interest or may choose from a wide range of brainstorm topics with a teacher and group of students. The learner initially poses a question and finds out
the answer include the review of experts, library work, field trips, and other means chosen by the learner. With this strategy, learners are taught to triangulate data by consulting multiple sources and to evaluate validity of learning.
So, kani bitaw is, ang learners ang mag-select og ilang own topic. Tapos, sila ang mag-research ana, tapos mangutana sila sa mga experts bitaw para kanang makakuha nila kung
Ma-figure out ang mga
Para mabalik ang ilang
mga credential.
then scientific research project. Miss Jean, Galindo, can you please read?
So this strategy is an investigative process of finding solutions for a specific problem. Finding its answer entails discovering, collecting, and investigating information that could later be displayed and demonstrated on a science fair. The teacher role here is to be a facilitator in aiding and directing the solutions to science inquiries of the learners.
Um, what did you understand?
The study is it is all about kanang kita manghimutag about kanang research bitaw about independent kita mag-research man ta na may mga other science about research like SIP it is ang SIP is about the science na research so murag ipaput this bitaw ta sa mga schools sa ating anak o ang teacher is mag-facilitator about ang students is mag-research sila about ng anak na ilang study and the teacher will facilitate the mga students.
Okay, thank you. Then art, drama, creative writing, and other independent projects. Art projects comprise of different areas in drawing, sculpting, photography, and others. Drama projects include writing, directing, producing, and performing plays. Creative writing would benefit the school newspaper for publication, which further involve interviewing people, writing articles, taking photographs, newspaper editing, among others. This could also be in the form of online blogs and e-news for school clubs, interest groups, or personal websites. Then, mentorships. Mentoring comprises of professionals working with interest clubs in schools, meeting once or twice in school campus. The adult mentor serves as the resource person, role model, teacher, and a friend with the goal of transferring skills and attitudes they have to their learners with same interest as theirs. So kaning mentorships is kana bitawng kuan magtudlo sa ang mga professional is magtudlo sila sa students para mas kanang makuan bitaw ang ilang kahibalaan kung asa sila kung unsa tong ilang mga interest. Oo, para ma-enhance nila ang ilang mga
Skills. Skills.
Who was your favorite?
Then peer tutoring. So, kaning peer tutoring is also known as peer-assisted learning or a peer-mediated instruction. Is a strategy that involves learners acting as tutors to other learners on a face-to-face interaction under the supervision of a teacher. Any learner who volunteers and is known to be more knowledgeable on a particular topic could be selected as tutor, regardless of their age or levels. Teachers could structure application and training of tutors and could welcome any learner to be their duties. So kaning kuan, peer tutoring is kanang kuan, kanang bitaw naa kay classmate nga nakahibayo sa tanan. So kanang kuan ba kanang daghan siya kay
ma-improve.
Oo,